So you're trying to decide between the Pixel 10 and the Pixel 10 Pro? This video is for you. In this video, I'll be going over all the technical specifications for the phones to hopefully help you decide which phone is right for you and understand the differences between the two phones. So right off the bat, one of the biggest differences is the price. The Pixel 10 comes in at $799 versus $999 for the Pixel 10 Pro. And also the colors are different. So on the Pixel 10, you can get a sort of bright indigo blue, a light purple frost, a bright sort of brat green, and black obsidian. And then the Pixel 10 Pro comes in purplish gray moonstone, light green, and gold jade, and then the typical white porcelain and black obsidian. In terms of dimensions, there are no differences between the two phones. In terms of display, the Pixel 10 Pro has a sharper, brighter, super actual display with a more adaptive refresh rate. So its screen can go from 1 Hz to 120 Hz to help save battery life. And then the Pixel 10 has a standard actual display with a 60 to 120 Hz refresh rate. And then in terms of the battery, the Pixel 10 has a slightly larger cell than the Pixel 10 Pro. But given that the Pixel 10 Pro has the better refresh rate, I think that'll be a wash in terms of battery life. So I don't think the slight increase in battery life on the Pixel 10 is a reason to get the phone, really. In terms of material and durability, the phones have sort of opposite finishes. So the Pixel 10 Pro will have a silky matte back with a polished frame, so a shiny frame, and then the Pixel 10 will have a polished back with a satin frame, so a matte satin frame. Otherwise, phones come with the same spacecraft grade aluminum frame, and then the same IP68 dust and water resistance. In terms of memory and storage, the Pixel 10 comes with 12 gigabytes of RAM versus the Pixel 10 Pro's 16 gigabytes of RAM. So if you're someone who's really looking to future-proof their phone, because Pixel phones are guaranteed software updates for 7 years, I would suggest maybe opting for the 16 gigabyte phone, although I do think 12 gigabytes would serve a phone well a couple years down the line. Just know that the Pixel 10 Pro has a slightly larger RAM capacity, and also the Pixel 10 is capped at 256 gigabytes. So if you're looking for more storage, and also if you're someone who likes taking video with the highest resolution possible, with the Pixel 10 Pro you can record video up to 8K with Video Boost. So if you're going to be out and about, you're a video creator recording at 8K, I do think it would be useful to have that higher storage capacity for sure. They both get the same level of security and OS updates, and the processors are the same on both phones, so no worries there, no differences. In terms of the cameras, that's where you'll see a really big difference between the two phones. So the Pixel 10 Pro has the better camera system. It has higher resolution wide, ultra wide, and telephoto sensors. And it also has ProRes zoom that goes all the way up to 100x, which way exceeds the 20x Super Res zoom on the Pixel 10. So if you're someone who is like a parent and you're at a soccer game and you want a really good shot of your kid from really far away, I think that 100x zoom would be really useful. Or if in general photography is really important to you, I think going with the Pixel 10 Pro is the better option overall for the camera system. But on both phones, you are getting a wide, ultra wide, and telephoto lens for the first time, which I think is really nice. Just the ones on the Pixel 10 Pro are going to be nicer, know that. So I don't think it's a huge deal for someone who is not that serious about photography, right? Maybe you're just doing point and shoot here and there. But if you're someone who's serious about photography, for sure get the Pixel 10 Pro. What else? Oh, and for the telephoto lens, if you're not really someone who's taking shots of things really far away, I think you'll be okay with the normal Pixel 10. Yeah. In terms of video on the rear cameras for both phones, you get the same level of video all the way up to 4K, but then with the Pixel 10 Pro, you get the option of 8K video recording at 20 and 30 frames per second, and that's powered by Video Boost. So Google takes your 4K video recording, uploads it to the cloud, and then with its video processing, AI magic, everything that happens in the background, it'll send you back a video that's upscaled to 8K. So it does look way nicer. I've compared videos that are with and without Video Boost, and yeah, the Video Boost definitely makes a big difference. It just will take up a lot of your storage, know that. In terms of the front cameras, the Pixel 10 Pro has a significantly larger 42 megapixel front camera with a slightly wider field of view than the 10.5 megapixel camera on the Pixel 10. So I expect selfies on the normal Pixel 10 to be slightly less crisp than the Pixel 10 Pro, but I imagine the selfies will still be serviceable. In terms of Google AI, there's no difference. In terms of camera features, the Pixel 10 Pro includes advanced features like Pro Controls, high-res photos all the way up to 50 megapixels, and high-res portrait mode. But otherwise, there is no difference in terms of media and audio and operating system. Okay, so to recap, what are the differences between the two phones? I think at a high level, the main differences are the cameras. So you'll get much better cameras on the Pixel 10 Pro. You'll get a better display. I think battery life will be about the same. You also get that 100x zoom. That'll be a big differentiator. And then also, if you're someone who really likes having the smoothest displays possible, I think opting for the Pixel 10 Pro is the best option, because then you get that higher refresh rate. And then what else? With the Pixel 10 Pro, you're paying for the more premium and professional grade camera system. So that 100x zoom, higher quality sensors across the board, and then the pro level features like 8K recording. You also get noticeably brighter, smoother, and sharper display. And so with the standard Pixel 10, you still get the same core intelligent experience, just with a more standard, although probably still fantastic, camera and display. So I guess the big question you have to ask yourself is, are those elite cameras and screen upgrades worth the extra cash for the way that you use your phone? Are you someone who really values having the best camera, having the best video possible? Maybe you're someone who doesn't really use your cameras as much and you're just happy using your phone for social media, texting, browsing, things like that. If that's your use case, I think you're fine opting for the normal Pixel 10. But if you're someone who wants like the best, absolute best, I would say opt for the Pixel 10 Pro. Also, if you are a creator and just need more storage on your phone. So those are the differences that I can tell between the two phones in terms of specifications. If you buy the Pixel 10 Pro right now on the Google Store, you get $200 in store credit. If you get the Pixel 10 Pro, you also get 1 year of Google AI Pro on them. And with the Pixel 10, you don't get that offer, but you do get $100 in store credit. Also, you also get that 10% Google One benefit as well. So a nice little kickback there to help you buy screen protectors or a case or something. It was really nice. It was really nice. With that money, I was able to almost cover the entire cost of the Pixel Watch 4. So also one thing that I like about buying my phones through the Google Store is you can get a credit line through Google. So maybe you don't want to pay $1,000 up front, but maybe you can pay $25 a month or whatever the monthly cost is. They do offer a credit line. I was able to get a credit line when I was in college fairly easily. So if you're someone who wants these newer phones but can't necessarily pay for them all at once, just know that that's an option. Just, of course, be smart with your spending and how much debt you're taking on. But yeah, I really enjoyed my Google Store credit card. I've used it over the years. And what's nice is they don't charge you any interest on your phone purchases, so it's kind of like a free loan. But yeah, those are the main differences between the Pixel 10 and the Pixel 10 Pro as far as I can tell in terms of the specs of the phone. I will be getting both phones on either the 28th or the 29th, so in a couple days. So if you want to see my coverage of those two phones, be sure to be subscribed. And yeah, that's all for me in this video. Thanks so much for tuning in. My name is Angel, the Google Pixel Guy. I hope this video was helpful. You take care now. Bye-bye.